What's happening, guys? This is James Blonde with MMOHuts.com with a quick weekly recap for MMO news and announcements for the week ending April 7th, 2014. And it seems to be the calm before the storm when it comes to news this week, leading up to PAX East. But regardless, starting out of the news is Grand Chase coming home to KOG Games and actually launching last week, featuring better player support, better server stability, and an emphasis on player engagement and competitive game design. To kick off the launch, KOG is celebrating with several events, including a character jump giving players the ability to select one new or existing character to jump all the way to level 70, now through the end of April. Not to mention all the in-game gifts during the time frame. Check the post at MMOHuts.com from the link in the description below to get more info on the launch and launch events, but either way, it looks like it's going to be a much better future for Grand Chase. Speaking of character jumps, Dragonica and Dragon Saga are doing just that. Last week, War Portal started to welcome European Dragonica players to join in on the Dragon Saga server and take part in the jump event that will allow them to create a level 40 character nearly instantly. With the European Dragonica server closing on April 30th, the European territory has been acquired by Dragon Saga and will now allow players to create characters on the War Portal server. The only catch is, you've got to have a level 5 character on your account in order to take part in the jump, which shouldn't be too hard. In related news, sorta, OG Planet has recently announced that Rumble Fighter will be closing down on May 23rd. Apparently they couldn't reach a renewal contract agreement with the game's developer. I guess the good news here is that it's not actually closing down for good, just long enough to switch publishers, and the new North American publisher is actually going to be Games Canvas. However, the details regarding the server transfer is still currently in the works, so keep your eye out for more news on that one. Next up, Masthead Studios introduced a new arena to Guns and Robots last week. The long-anticipated Temple of the Dragon arena is available to players, along with a brand new set of accessories to go along with the theme. In terms of gameplay, the map has a secret passage beneath the central building, several hidden exit points to ease maneuvers during battles, and has a huge uncovered area for deploying special devices or open fire battles. But besides the new arena, Guns N' Robots has also been greenlit on Steam, with initial release on Steam later on this year. And of course, as a result, they plan to release several giveaways in regards to their appreciation. The nice thing is, once Guns N' Robots goes on Steam, it should make it a lot easier to find a match. It looks like Webzen is pushing for the Archlord II Beta with backstory, playable races, and pre-registrations this past week. With the preparations for a 2014 summertime launch, pre-registration for the closed beta is starting this month with no exact date just yet, so it's still a tease. However, to honor the committed Archlord community, Archlord players will have first dibs and guarantee access to the closed beta of Archlord II. In Archlord 2, players will be able to select between two different factions, with one race supporting each faction at the beginning and additional races being introduced at a later stage. Being the spiritual successor to Archlord, Archlord 2 is set in a parallel universe after the fall of the first Archlord in Chronicles, the never-ending conflict that tears apart the world of Chantra. It is from these first settlers of Chantra that the playable races of Archlord 2 are descended. So Archlord 2 will be available this summer. Now pre-registration for the closed beta will be available on the official website in the very near future. Next up, Gaijin Entertainment announced a massive update just in time for their 2-year anniversary of Star Conflict. The latest update broadens the player's reach, making the game available on Windows, Mac, and now Linux. They've also included Oculus Rift support in this update, ensuring players experience the full reality of virtual deep space dogfighting in 360-degree panoramic stereoscopic 3D. That's going to be really cool looking. The update just released, and with it, some massive discounts on the already popular DLC, so you might want to check that out. Check out the latest update development video for more details. Out of all the wild and crazy April Fool's jokes that we ran into last week, League of Legends made one that players kind of want to see stick around. Riot Games introduced Ultra Rapid Fire as a new but temporary game mode last Monday that's sort of stuck on players. URF, or URF, is set up so that every champion begins the game with 80% cooldown reduction on all abilities, activated items, and summoner skills. Marksmen can deal out tons more damage, so attack speed bonuses for ranged champions have been doubled. They also figured since casting spells is actually pretty fun, but running out of mana actually isn't, they just remove mana and energy cost out completely. This intense game mode has been super popular with players, but sadly it was only around for a week. I guess that means we'll just have to go back to playing more battle discs. As a lot of you guys probably already know by now, the Elder Scrolls Online launched last Friday, and with that, we had a kick-ass giveaway last week to celebrate. And now we have a winner. Congrats to the username Mally for winning the ESO Lithograph Epic Pack giveaway. Check your forum inbox for confirmation, and once again, congrats. In other news, Transformers Universe put out its first gameplay trailer last week, showing off only a few of the maps in-game, and of course more bots to choose from. From the looks of things, there's a lot more driving in the game than I thought there would be, and it's actually pretty cool. I suppose you're able to drive from one team fight to the next. The new gameplay trailer shows this off pretty nicely. But the newest bots added to the roster are Catapult and Shell Shock. Catapult rocks an Electro Cloud Launcher, a motion inhibitor shotgun, and an ISIS sniper rifle that damages and debuffs the enemy's weapon and equipment. That's pretty nasty. Shell Shock, on the other hand, is also packing an arsenal, but this Decepticon is a bruiser that has no problem rejoining the fight with his 2 miniguns and a knockdown axe. And the more I look at this game, the more it seems like a unique style of battle arena game, sort of like the new Dead Island Epidemic, where the playable characters are set up similar to champions or heroes in any given MOBA, but the gameplay itself is structured fairly original, so it should be fun to try out. Surprisingly, we had some news come in this past week over games that I know you guys wanted to hear about. Starting with ArcheAge. XLGames recently announced that they will be hosting a new live stream series called Exploring ArcheAge, hosted by the producer and community manager for Trion Worlds. The first of the series started last week with how housing works in the game, house variety, how the construction of course works, and making a house a home. The cool thing about this is we went from not hearing much about the Western version of ArcheAge to a live feature explanation and Q&A getting all the info we want. And on top of that, random live stream viewers have a chance to gain access to the future alpha test. I'd say that's a reason to hang out their live stream. This next bit of news might not particularly be the news you're looking for on the matter, but still think it's cool. It has to do with Blade and Soul. Crunchyroll has announced that they are going to stream a new episode of the English sub version of Blade and Soul anime every Thursday for its premium members, with free members able to watch 1 week later. Okay, so maybe it isn't the news on the game we want to hear, but it's cool to have some related content to watch every week while we wait for the game. I mean, right? And finally, for our last bit of news, ever find yourself not spending enough time in character creation? From the looks of things, I don't think that'll be a problem in Black Desert. With the closed beta Phase 2 on the horizon in Korea, Pearl Abyss offers a new video showing off an early version of Black Desert's character customization, which has got to be the most comprehensive we've ever seen. Ever. Being able to move the various segments of hair, I mean, come on! The detail here is so high, it's like having the entire creative aspect of EverQuest Next Landmark just in the character creation. It's pretty amazing. Anyway guys, I'll leave you with that. Later on this week I'll be off to PAX East. I've got a nice lineup of games to show you guys, and I've also set up ways to get even better coverage than we have in the past, hopefully. So look forward to that, but for now, if you're looking for more detailed information about the news featured in the recap, check the links in the description below or head over to MMOHuts.com/news. Feel free to discuss the news in the comments below or head over to MMOHuts.com/forums. But until next time guys, that's going to be it for me. I'm James Blonde. See you out there, gamers.